Hi, we're out on the range today, so please bear with gunfire here in the background. And today we're talking about the Glock Model 44. So naturally, I'm going to start by showing you a Glock Model 20 and a Glock Model 31. Glock makes a wide variety of handguns and a wide variety of calibers, but the great majority of them are very similar in terms of their appearance and their function. The Glock Model 44 is no exception. It's obviously a compact pistol, but it is very similar to just about every other Glock in its appearance and its function. And that's one of its advantages. A very popular compact pistol that Glock makes is the Model 19. Caliber 9x19 with a 15-shot magazine. I don't have one to show you, but that's the point. The Glock Model 44 is virtually identical, except instead of a 15-shot mag of 9x19, it has a 10-shot mag of 22 long rifle. It can be very useful for many things. I want to discuss three of them. One, if you're going to use a Glock Model 19 and you're going to train new shooters, caliber 22 long rifle is less expensive, has less recoil, less report than 9x19, and it can be very beneficial to teaching new shooters. Another advantage is there are some people who want to carry a pistol and they can shoot a Glock accurately and operate it competently, but they're not up to handling the recoil or report of a 9x19. A Glock Model 44 in caliber 22 long rifle has less recoil and less report than 9mm. The third advantage of the Glock 44 is that right now today as I speak, I can still find 22 long rifle ammunition at some stores. 9x19, virtually impossible to get. So having a Glock Model 44 in caliber 22 long rifle can at least allow you to shoot something, as where if you have a 9x19, you might be out of luck. Now there are a couple of things about this pistol that are very interesting. One is the 10-shot magazine. Most, not all, but most auto-loading 22 pistols that utilize detachable box magazines have a button on the side. You press that button down, compressing the spring, and that allows you to load the magazine easier. The difference with this magazine is that the button is ambidextrous. It can be used on both sides, so lefties can load their pistol a little easier. However, there's something that I would consider a disadvantage to that 10-shot magazine, and that is this. This is a Beretta Model 92FS caliber 9x19 with a 15-shot magazine. Beretta also makes something they call an M922, which is identical to this in appearance and function, except instead of a 15-shot mag of 9x19, it has a 15-shot mag of 22 long rifle. With the Model 44 having a 10-shot mag, it's not a perfect analog for the Model 19 with a 15-shot mag. Although 10 shots of 22 long rifle is going to be enough in most applications, it's still not the perfect analog. However, there's a feature this pistol has that I consider to be outstanding, and the Glock Model 20 and the Glock Model 31 are going to help me illustrate that. Let's take a look. I have my Glock Model 20 caliber 10mm auto and a shoot and see target, and I'll shoot this target from 15 yards. So here's an okay group, but the problem is my aiming point was the center of the target. So now I'll paste up these shot holes and try this drill again with a different pistol. So now I have the shot holes pasted up and I'll shoot from 15 yards with my Glock Model 31 caliber 357 SIG. So here's the group, one flyer, that's just me. Yes, that is very annoying when that happens. But once again, the problem is the aiming point was the center of the target. Now I've got a new target set up, and I'll shoot this from 15 yards with the Glock Model 44 caliber 22 long rifle. And not a bad group, but again, the aiming point was at the center of the target. And now here's the punchline. The Glock Model 20 and the Glock Model 31 and many other Glocks do not have fully adjustable sights. Their rear sight is dovetailed in, and you can hit it with a mallet one way or the other to adjust for windage, but you can't adjust for elevation unless you file off your rear sight or replace your front sight. The Glock Model 44 has a fully adjustable rear sight. It requires a small, very fine-bladed screwdriver to adjust it, but it can be adjusted. So, let me do some adjustments, and we'll try this again. Earlier I said that the punchline was that this pistol has fully adjustable sights. It would appear that there's a double punchline. Right now I have the rear sight adjusted as low as it will go, and I've tried several different types of .22 ammo, and this is as close as I can get it to point of aim, point of impact. Over the years I've fired a lot of Glocks. Many of them are point of aim, point of impact right out of the box. They don't require any adjustment. As we've seen today, some are not. And it would appear that some, even if they have fully adjustable sights, cannot be made so. So what about the reliability of this pistol? Well, it comes with two 10-shot magazines, and I have the magazines loaded with Remington Thunderbolt ammunition, which has a reputation for being loaded inconsistently. So let's see how it works with this stuff. And for instructional purposes only. Okay, let me reload my mags and we'll try that again. And let's try that again. And a malfunction. Looks like a failure to feed. And for instructional purposes only. Let's try that one more time. And let's shoot 20 more rounds. Now that was just a failure to fire. And to alleviate the what if brigade, we'll wait a couple of seconds before ejecting that round. And it was not a failure to fire, it was a failure to feed. There was no round in the chamber. So we're seeing some malfunctions, and off camera I fired quite a few more rounds, not just Remington Thunderbolt. I fired some CCI mini mags, also had a couple of problems with this pistol. So far its reliability has not been all that impressive. If I use my ruler correctly, the barrel on the Glock 44 is 3 3/4 inches long, and that brings up questions about how much expansion are you going to get from .22 long rifle hollow points out of a barrel this short. Well, to test that, we're going to use the meat target. Now, for those who haven't seen it before, the meat target is leather couch skin, followed by pork steak pectorals, pork ribs, a bag of oranges to simulate lung tissue, more pork ribs on the back, 4 layers of t-shirt on the front, 4 layers on the back, and the whole thing followed by the new and improved high-tech police bullet stop. And I have the Glock 44 loaded with Remington Golden Bullet 36 grain hollow point and CCI Stinger 32 grain hollow point. And I'll shoot the meat target from 7 yards and we'll see what kind of expansion we get. Well, we have 22 caliber bullet holes through the ribs on the front of the target, and where the bullets hit the ribs shattered them. A pretty good amount of damage to our orange lung tissue, and 22 caliber bullet holes in the ribs on the back of the target, where a bullet hit a rib, broke it. Most of the projectiles were stopped by the ribs on the back of the target. Only one made it through to being stopped by the first layer of fleece. Now let's take a close-up look at these projectiles. On your left are the CCI Stingers, good expansion on 2 of them, mediocre expansion on 1. On your right are the Remington Golden Bullet ammunition, and although they're a little bit mangled from hitting ribs, there's no evidence of hollow point expansion on any of them. Now I have a new meat target set up, and I have the Glock 44 loaded with CCI 22 Long Rifle Mini Mag 36 grain hollow point. So let's shoot this from 7 yards and see what kind of expansion we get. Well, with the mini mags, we got more penetration. All 7 rounds were stopped by the t-shirt on the back of the target. But let's take a close-up look at the projectiles. And here's our projectile. Now, CCI mini mags are good ammo. I've used them in small game hunting many times. But in shooting our meat target out of our 3 3/4 inch Glock barrel, you can see that our expansion is just about 0. So the takeaways from all of this. First, we saw that hollow point expansion wasn't that great. However, I have found that with CCI Stingers, you can get satisfactory hollow point expansion in some of the shorter barreled handguns. Secondly, I was very happy about the fact that this pistol has fully adjustable sights. However, having an inability to adjust those sights to where I can get point of aim, point of impact is for me a complete deal breaker. Also, at the beginning, I said that this pistol has several applications, one of which can be as a training aid for a Glock 19. Looks like what you're going to use this pistol for the most is training on malfunction drills. Now, I understand that Remington Thunderbolt ammunition can be inconsistently loaded, and sometimes there's too little propellant to cycle the action correctly. Fair enough, but I was having the same trouble with CCI Mini Mags. Now, there's one thing that's very important to add to this. Good science is verifiable, falsifiable, and repeatable. I would urge everyone to look at other people's reviews of the Glock 44. Check other sources. Don't make up your mind on this pistol based on the very disappointing results I got from this one. So, as always, don't try this at home on what you call a professional, and thanks for watching the very disappointing Glock 44 pistol review.